Anael-Bey with the Kung Fu Life and Team Bang Out, and we are here with my brother, my comrade in arms, Sifu Bobby Samuels.
How you doing, brother?
Man.
Pleasure. Once again to see you, brother.
God,
always,
God.
always.
So, okay. First, I mean, you know, it's an honor for me because, you know, he reps our style of Hung. So
that's right.
You know,
that's right.
And then secondly, it's an honor for me because all the people that most of you and most of us, and definitely myself, grew up watching, and you know, the people that inspired me to do Kung Fu, he actually had the chance to work with. So, you know, so how did you get started in martial arts? Where did you get started in martial arts? Go ahead, because I got like 20 questions.
Okay. I started martial arts back when I was about 9 years old. Learned from a guy named Maurice Tunstall in Shibuya Chung in Philadelphia, PA. Hogar has been my bread and butter for many years. You know, dibble and dabble in a number of styles, but for the most part, I've stayed true to the home system. And that's where my early beginnings began.
Yes, sir.
Almost 30 years in the game now, which is the Hung, you know, and it's kept me to where I'm at today. So.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Okay, so what was your motivation for film? And what was your drive? I mean, like, how did you make that happen? How did the Hong Kong thing?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people ask me that. Well, you know, when I was growing up, I saw a movie called Five Fingers of Death, Low Leg. I said, you know, I want to work in those types of movies, but I don't just want to be in those. I want to work with the actors I saw.
Yes.
So the individual who actually played the lead actor in it, I want to actually work with him. So that was my goal all along, to actually work in the Hong Kong film industry. So I had to try and find a way to facilitate that dream.
Yes.
So I kind of self-taught myself how to speak Chinese, constantly, every day, you know, on the grind.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. There was a plan.
Self-taught.
Self-taught. There was a plan behind it. I said, you know, I would show up at auditions here in the United States, and Wesley Snipes would be there, Larry Fishburne. So I said, you know what? I need to go and create a name for myself in another country. Then I come back and they'll notice me. So they wouldn't keep giving the roles to them. I could start getting some of the roles. So I got a job with the airlines, and because I knew you could fly for free if I worked for you. So I used that to facilitate my movement from the U.S. to Hong Kong, to make those connections in order to start this career that I'm still in 30 years later.
That's serious.
Yeah, it's different.
That's serious, but I mean, it's a testament to, you know, really having the belief and the drive.
Yeah.
You know, the believe in yourself, one, and then two, just the consistency and the persistence to make it happen.
Right.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, who was the first major contact you made that you made in Hong Kong?
Well, when I got there, I met a guy named Chu Chi Ling. We all probably remember him from Kung Fu Hustle.
Absolutely.
A ton of Hong Kong films.
Yes.
He thought it was unusual. A black guy over there speaking Chinese, and he decided to be my manager. So for 3 years, he was my manager in Hong Kong.
Chu Chi Ling was your manager?
Chu Chi Ling was my manager. And he was also my teacher. And I had the dubious honor of actually learning from his mother and father, which not many.
You learned from Chu Kao and Chu Ying.
Actually, I broke Chu Kao's toe one day while we were training, you know. So I'm sure he'll always remember.
Always remember that.
Yeah. But it was an honor to be a part of that family. You know, again, I was afforded opportunities a lot of black people don't. People of color just don't have. You know?
True.
So, yeah, early on.
That's amazing. So tell me about your relationship with Sammo Hung. Tell me about, because I know the story already, but the viewers don't know. So tell me about that story. How, the situation that allowed you to work with Sammo.
Well, I met a guy named, Chu Chi Ling was manager me for a while, but I wasn't getting the kind of roles that I wanted, okay? However, you know, I love him. He treated me as the son, you know, so, but as with anything, you have to kind of move on. So I met a guy named Paul Chen. Paul was famous from Executions from Shaolin, Duel of the Iron Fist. He always played those characters, you know, the young guy. So I was in the bathroom one time at the Nikko Hotel in Hong Kong, and he was like, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm working in movies. He's like, well, who are you working with? I said, well, I'm working with this guy. He's like, nah, I'm going to introduce you to some people. And I was like, okay, why? He said, meet me at the Nikko Hotel tonight. So I met him at the Nikko Hotel. In walks Chen Kun-tai at first.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm honored right there. And then Sammo Hung walks in. So now I'm really stymied. I'm like, I can't believe this. I'm sitting here with 3 sharp other patrons, right?
Yes, yes.
So I had a whole bunch of photos, and I'm showing Sammo, and Sammo's like, yeah, these are nice, but can you fight? I said, oh, well, yeah, I can fight, but I'm not you, you know?
Right.
So he was like, oh, 4 or 5 guys. I said, well, you know, we'll see what we can do, you know?
Right.
So he's like, okay. He says, I'll be in touch. So we had dinner and everything. We all went our separate ways. About 2 hours later after that, Sammo called me. He was like, listen, I want to use that guy Bobby in a film. I'm doing a film called which is called Gambling Ghost.
Gambling Ghost.
And, you know, we're looking for a unique ending and bring him in, and we'll see how that works. So that was the beginning of where it all started.
Wow.
Yeah, very much so. So I did that movie, but I finished early.
Yes.
And they owed me $5,000 US. So the producers came to me and said, listen, do you think you could forfeit the money because we finished early? I said, you know what? I'll forfeit the money on one condition. And they were like, what is that? I said, let me speak to Sammo. So when they let me speak to Sammo. When I spoke to Sammo, I said, listen, they want me to forfeit the money because we finished early. I don't have a problem with that on one condition. If you allow me the opportunity to work with you again in the future. And he said, you'll get $5,000 up to work with me again.
Smart.
I said, I'd give $10,000.
Smart.
He was like, you know what? That's unusual. Deal.
Wow.
Yep. So about 2 or 3 years later, I get a call. Tells me to come to Hong Kong full time. I become his English teacher.
Really?
That was on record with the Hong Kong Immigration Department.
Yes.
Unbeknownst to me, he actually took me under his wing as a student. And I actually trained with him, and I lived in his house with him for 7 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah, long time.
Now, so I know he's a Wing Chun practitioner, right? That's what he does.
Wing Chun, Peking Opera, you know.
Right.
That grueling Peking Opera is really what laid the foundation for his martial arts skills, you know. That's him, Jackie,
I think one of my favorite flicks is with him and Lau Wing.
Right.
Odd Couple.
That's correct.
Oh my goodness, the opening scenes.
Incredible, right? Incredible. But let's not forget, let's talk about Pedicab Driver, where he recreates the magic with Lau, you know. The hands, you know?
Amazing. That was an amazing scene.
And for fans like us, that was a dream come true.
Yes, it was.
To see those two. And we had seen him with Lau Wing.
Yes.
But not with
And the beauty of that too was that, yes, it was amazing choreography, but it was also kind of like a nod from the old to the new.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
So, you know, it was kind of like the old traditional, giving the nod to the new wave. You know,
in fact,
it was
Sammo
cool.
and Jackie somewhat put that together. Not Sammo and Jackie. What can I say? Jackie Chan and Jet Li did the same thing for Forbidden Kingdom.
They did for Forbidden Kingdom.
Right, because people had never seen them working together. So they said, you know what, let's work off of that premise. And it worked. Exactly. You know, and what's unique about those situations is that each one of them in their own right, when they fight each other, their styles translate.
Yes.
I mean, it's a perfect match.
Yes. So, you're a Philly native.
Yes, Philly. West Philly.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned Chung Chu Koi, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, great teacher. You know,
yes.
that's so yeah, we're all family.
Yeah,
you know,
that's right.
we're all family, and that's beautiful. He's been there forever.
Oh, for many years, since I was a kid. And in fact, after I had finished with his system, I was blessed because they sent me to the Hip Singing Association, where I actually started studying the 10 animal system. I learned from Grandmaster Lil Thought, the Hip Singing Society. And he taught me monkey style. So I was just one of the only black people in Philadelphia to learn that from him.
Outstanding.
Yes.
That's great stuff. So, talk about your company. What do you do here?
Well, I got a company that we had started a long time ago, Phoenix Entertainment.
Yes.
And basically what we do is we try to facilitate American productions that co-produce with Chinese productions. Because of my experiences and relationships with Hong Kong talent and directors, and I'm back in the U.S., I try to encourage them to come out of that box of Hong Kong and come to the American audiences and share what people here have been loving for years, you know? So their action is bar none, top of the line. However, sometimes their stories in films don't translate as well for American audiences. So our stories here in the United States are a bit more powerful than Hong Kong stories.
Yes.
So that synergy right there is what my goal is, to bring co-productions together.
Okay, this is a choreography question, or just to get your opinion.
Sure.
One of the things that I personally miss, and I'm actually very critical about choreography in the West, especially now, is the whole quick cut choreography. You know what I'm saying? And what they used to call and still do call old style, like pops.
Correct.
I think, of course, my personal thing is that I like to see that come back. But now I think that it's now new. People are not used to seeing that, seeing long extended takes.
That's right.
15, 20 movements.
Correct.
With the actor's face visible, so you see he's doing it, she's doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, with the age of digital, it's real easy to do things. Put it to you this way: you don't have to take the long way. You can actually take the shortcut. Does that work? Sure. Is it visually pleasing? For some, but for purists, it really isn't. I harken back the old days of the 90s with Jackie Chan, fisticuffs, limited wire work. Wire work should only be used to enhance emotion.
That's right.
To enhance. It shouldn't be used as a crutch to sell the scene.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Sammo told me years ago the camera has to work as the third arm in a fight. So if there's a fight coming up with two hands, the camera has to work as the third arm. You know what I mean? Wow. Exactly. Because the camera sees things that the two hands can't
see.
Correct.
That's amazing. I never thought of it that way. That's amazing. But yeah, I would love to see that, see that come back. Talk to me about, and this is, I guess, to be a little critical, constructively critical. The work that's being done in Thailand, I love it. I love it. But the audience, the action audience, is so fickle.
Yeah.
When they first saw, it's like,
of course.
Right? And then from that point on, it's like, oh, we've seen that.
Okay, well, let's talk about that.
Yes.
Hong Kong film industry is pretty much dried up now.
Yes.
Okay? You have your peaks and your valleys. Right now, most of your films are being done in mainland China. A lot of the Hong Kong stars now are going to China to do their business, which has put the Hong Kong film industry on freeze. However, you do have other territories that are now growing, blossoming with their films, such as Jakarta and Thailand. Korea's doing as well. Very, very robust film industries right now, and actually their filming is good, and the stories are like tremendous. So kudos to them. But again, everything has to evolve. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There were times when their film industries weren't doing well. Now it's their time, If there's peaks and valleys with this, it really is all about appetite. It really is, You can have a McDonald's here and a Burger King right next to it, but it's up to you. If you want McDonald's or if you want Burger King. So it's a matter of taste, For me, I'm old school. I'll take the fisticuff, Now, let's understand something. The boys in Thailand and Jakarta are vicious, deadly, okay?
Yes, sir.
That original Anael-Bey, I guarantee, and I'm going to tell you this, I know for a fact, everybody went to the hospital. Everybody got hospitalized in that movie, okay?
I believe it.
What? Wow.
Look what came out of it.
Exactly.
Yes.
But again, that's where you have to toe the line a little bit, you know what I mean? Realism versus actual impact. Sometimes that can be a little bit easy, in order just for the sake of entertainment. That's what my point is, So,
where do you see? First, in terms of images, it's an honor. Really, it's an honor. I've said this to you. I said this to you. I'm saying it to you. I said it to Maurice. But it's an honor to see brothers like yourself, the new age coming up. But more importantly, being positive, strong black male images. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'll just say on the camera, your images now, the images like you, Maurice Krupp, and these, Michael Jai White, they're the step and fetch killers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I appreciate that. Where do you see Blue Phoenix? In the next 5 years, 10 years. So let's talk about projects, upcoming projects.
Well, I'm doing a project in another month with a producer director, Stanley Kwan, in New York. It's an action film titled New York, New York. I'm serving as the action director, and I'll be playing a role in the film. Once again, as I stated before, facilitating that cooperation between both countries. We also have Diane's Monkey King, which was premiered last year.
Nice.
Highest grossing film in China history. Also, the biggest grossing film Donnie has ever done.
Wow.
It's broken box office records. However, it wasn't released in the United States.
Right.
Myself, along with Global Star Productions, we now own the rights to the North American version of it. So we're about to, February 15th, drop it in the AMC theaters here in the United States. So looking forward to that. Also, I'm going to be doing my directorial debut in the film Beast. Sometime.
That's right.
Yeah, 2015 coming up. So,
Nice. Brother,
stay working.
I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely, thank you. I appreciate you.
Sir.
We go way back.
Oh yeah, for sure. Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
That's right.
This is Sharif Bey, Bobby Samuels. This is the Kung Fu Life.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
I got you, brother. Thank you so much, brother.